everyone, thank you for joining me. My name is Gregory Scott and this is your intuitive tarot reading for September 2015. I'm going to draw 4 cards to represent each week of the month, and then I'll draw a final card to give you an overall theme. Okay, so let's have a look at what is coming up in September for you. Okay, so week 1, we've got the Knight of Pentacles, and you can see the Knight of Pentacles is someone who isn't really going anywhere. He's stood still, he's focusing on the practical, he's kind of figuring things out, and things aren't really moving. So at the beginning of September, I see a lot of structure for you. I see a lot of preparation in regard to what you're going to build. So I think there's kind of a moment of, I'm standing at the crossroads here, my life is the way it is now, I've got goodness in it, I've got, productivity, I've got a lot of things kind of that are established, but what's the next step here? So I think you're at a process of making a decision and building more good in your life. So really have a good think about where you want to go, where you want to be in the next couple of weeks, in the next month or so, and have a think before you actually act. Week 2, we've got the 8 of Swords in reverse, and this really indicates some sort of revelation. You get some information in that you weren't aware of before, and it changes everything. So don't get too busy, or don't really, the first week of September, I wouldn't really spend too much time hammering everything out, because new information appears during September anyway, which changes. So for instance, at the beginning of September, you say, okay, I want to get my business to a better place. I'm going to make all of these products and I'm going to do my schedule. But then during the second week, one of your relatives decides to invite you to their house, and you say, okay, well, let's do that. And you get on a plane and you go visit them for a week. You weren't aware of that before, but it totally derails all of the plans you made during week 1. So I would suggest that week 1, you really take it easy. And I really suggest that, you have the best time possible, I would say. And you take care of yourself and you have fun and you feel good. You don't have to go into complete hedonism. That's not what I'm saying. But I think it's a good time to just enjoy yourself and have a good time and just spend the time relaxing, because what appears in week 2 is going to alter your plans anyway. So don't waste your time in week 1. Week 3, we've got the 7 of Swords, and the 7 of Swords, you can see someone who's openly kind of stealing from this community, and he's doing it for his own gain, and he's sneaking away with it. And week 3, there may be a tendency for you to become very self-interested and seeing what you can do for yourself rather than help other people. Okay, so just be aware of that. Usually when we're in this kind of mindset, it doesn't work out very well. Life really rewards people who take risks, but also who take risks and help others. Okay, so it's not just being about completely self-centered and selfish, it's about doing things for other people. And that's kind of reflected here in week 4, that you get the balance in your life back by being of service to others. You can see this rich man he's in total alignment. His scales are totally balanced, and he's giving away money to the poor. So it's about kind of finding yourself again in week 4. Okay, so it's interesting. So the thing that appears in the second week of September really could even be news that really just shakes you a bit, because it alters your structure. You may have to act very quickly, but what it results in is that you become focused on self. So the things that make us focused on self is if there's some sort of crisis, and you say, well, this is my crisis, how am I going to get myself out of it? And you focus on yourself. It could be something wonderful as well. It could be, oh, I've won the lottery, and now I'm totally focused on my money and myself and what I'm going to do with it. First week, remember, don't be too hard on yourself, don't work too hard, because the weeks 2 and 3 is when the main activity is coming into place. And then week 4 is when things settle down again. Okay, so it's kind of in a month that encapsulates itself. Let's have a look at the overall theme here for the month of September. and it's the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords, you can see, is rushing towards something. He's got an idea and he can't wait. It absolutely has to be now. It's super, super urgent. And it's the opposite of the Knight of Pentacles, okay? So there may be a feeling that you are super rushed, that everything has to happen right now, that if you're going to make, a real sense of urgency, if you're going to be able to resolve this, then it has to happen immediately. And that's really, I think, as well, will be most applicable to the middle of the month. And the way forward and the way to resolve this and the way to work through this is to realize that you need balance in your life and that this is just 1 month out of your whole life, okay? It's not that urgent. It's not that important that you drop everything and completely turn everything upside down. Try and approach this month with some level-headedness and some balance and reason, because that's the biggest warning sign here that the cards are giving me for September, is that they'll go out the window, you'll become extreme, and you'll totally just act on your urges and your instant whims. So that's interesting, and it indicates to me that really something in the month happens which really gets you going, that really kind of makes you want to take action really quickly. So I'd be interested to know what that is for you. It doesn't have to be negative, it can be positive, vice versa, it can be anything, but it's a situation that becomes apparent during week 2, which really kind of gets you going and says, I absolutely don't accept this, I have to sort it out now. And again, the way forward is to say, how can I do this in a balanced, reasonable way to help myself and to help other people in the process. That's the best way to navigate this. So I hope that's given you some kind of indicator of what to expect for September. If you'd like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Just click on the readings tab and you'll see the types of readings that I do. And please remember to subscribe to the channel. Have a wonderful month and I'll speak to you soon.